Live.
Good morning to everyone. I call to order the Design Review Board for Tuesday, September 17, 2024. The first item on our agenda, the minutes of August 20th, 2024. Are there any corrections or questions? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve. Do I have that motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Cheryl. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Kate. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. The next item on our agenda is IANTHRA, LLC, 68 Newtown Lane. Is the applicant present?
I'm here for event on behalf of the owner.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Drew, if you could just take the podium, introduce yourself, and tell us what you'd like to do.
Good morning. My name is Drew Bennett. Good morning to the board members. It's nice to be back here. Home base, so to speak. I'm here on behalf of IANTHRA LLC. The owner, Harold McMahon, is not able to make it today. I have Tony Warren is here with us, who's the property manager. And we're basically here to ask for three things, or ask approval for three things. One is to eliminate a trash enclosure on the east side of the building. I'll walk through the details of this in just a second, but just list it. We want to eliminate a trash enclosure, and we want to construct a new trash enclosure on the other side of the building. We'd like to replace an existing set of exterior concrete stairs that go to the basement. Slightly different configuration, but basically the same footprint. And then lastly, we'd like to talk about residing the building. So I have some pictures which probably are easy to understand on the plans. So everybody should have these two exhibits. Okay. So let's start with the exhibit of the existing building, just to get you oriented. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the property or where it's located, this is at 68 Newtown Lane, which is the building behind 66 Newtown Lane, and 66 Newtown Lane is the building with St. Ambrose, I think it is, right? Mm-hmm. And as you stand on Newtown Lane, to the left of this building is the middle school, and to the right-hand side of this building is, I think, Skank Fuels building, and behind it is a metal building, I think that's also associated with Skank. So in the first page, right here, you'll see what we refer to as the east side of the building. And as you stood in front of the building, it's on the right-hand side, and this is where the existing trash bin is. We'd like to eliminate it. It's on the opposite side of the building where most of the trash is generated, so it's causing people to carry a lot of trash in the wrong direction. So you can see it's a shingle-sided building. Next page is the north side, which is the rear facades, white trim, cedar shingles. That's the south side, which is the front of the building. And this is the west side, which faces the middle school. I also have another exhibit, which I'm not sure how important it is, but just so you have an idea of what the neighboring buildings look like. I won't walk through that. I think you're all familiar with what I said it is. So if we go to the plans.
Sure. Yes.
So just to orient you, this is the middle. Okay, no, you're fine. Middle school, Newtown Lane, you take the road to the back, this is the Chinese restaurant. Old flagpole is in here somewhere. The existing trash bin is right here. We'd like to eliminate it and move it over here into a grassed area. Doesn't affect any parking, it's not a paved area. There is a slight rise, which I'll go over.
Sorry, could you please speak into the mic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, please.
So this location here, this is a grass strip, basically, and the proposed location has like a 3-foot or 4-foot rise. It's sort of a bank. Again, the middle school parking is behind that. The existing set of stairs, concrete stairs, are here. They're sort of in an L shape. They were constrained by the trash bin. They just want to straighten them out. There's a drain at the bottom that doesn't work anymore. Some of the steps have settled, so mostly a repair job. Not visible from the street. It's all below ground, basically. And then we'll talk about the siding, which is all 4 sides of the building. So So the trash bin enclosure, I guess if we look here, this again is the middle school property. It's going to be 3-sided concrete block painted gray. The three sides will be screened with osmanthus screening plants. The front side, which is here, which is accessible for the trash pickup, will be shingled to match the facade of the building. It's actually a couple feet smaller than the existing. And we just think it's a good location for the units that generate most of the garbage. So right now we're proposing to use hardy shingle on the side of the building, which we'll talk about in just a second, in terms of the color and so on and so forth. I don't think we need to go over the stairs unless anybody has any questions concrete. Okay. So this is a building that's a cedar shingle. The shingles are starting to wear, and the owner would like to replace the siding, not all at once, but hopefully over several years, not more than 4. And they'd like to be able to do it in hardy shingle, square edge hardy shingle, and the color would be rugged path. And I have some things that you might want to look at here. Can I approach?
Surely.
So this is a color sample. It's on the first page. Second page is a building that's different color, but the same type of siding material.
And what is the siding made of?
So cementous board.
Cement.
Thank you.
So as I said, the color of the siding is rugged path. And the second photograph here is, I believe, the DeSantis building, which also has hardy shingle, square edge, different color. But it's very similar in terms of white trim and the siding that they'd like to use. The board is much easier to maintain. It's a sustainable product, and it looks sharp, and the owner has it on several other properties and is actually fond of it. So we'd like to have your endorsement for it.
Okay. Any questions, board members? If not, Billy, would you like to put your input into it? Welcome.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Billy Hajak for the village. I have no questions or concerns regarding the cellar egress or the trash enclosure. It seems to make sense, the location of both, and it doesn't displace any parking. It seems to be appropriate for, loading and unloading of materials. Regarding the siding material, so the subject building, the building on the subject property, and the building located at 66 Newtown Lane were constructed at the same time. It was 1981-82 era when they were both approved.
Yes.
And constructed. It was a resurgence of the cedar shingle style of building, and at the time the board focused pretty heavily on the material and required the use of cedar shingles as it was basically the design of the building. And I think there was a request submitted for 66 Newtown Lane, which is the front building, a couple of years ago, around 2017 or 18, to use hardy siding, and the board declined it at that time.
Yes.
Concerning the color, I have it's up to the board to decide, but in terms of actual material, it was always it was intended to be a cedar shingle style building, both 66 and 68.
Yes, and if you look at 66 Newtown Lane, it is cedar shingles. I was on the board at the time, and we wanted to keep it all as cedar shingles because it stays within the character of Newtown Lane. Yeah. Okay, and I think that's very, very important.
I think that's very important also.
Yes.
I don't think we can start changing one at a time out of cedar shingles. It'll change the whole look and feel of the.
Absolutely, and if we approve something like this, then everybody is going to use hardy plank. Hardy plank is great, but it should not be used in that area. That's my own opinion.
Yeah, I think it has its
It does.
useful purpose, and
Yes.
in the manufacturing zone or
Yes.
for industrial style buildings,
Yes.
it might be appropriate. But I think
Absolutely.
in this particular case, the style of the building, that was sort of the discussion
Yes.
of shingle
And
style.
it's not a natural material, it's cement. I mean, it's, okay. So with this, I have no problem with the garbage, the new garbage bin, and I have no problem with the staircase. But I do not see that the building should be eventually covered with hardy plank.
Can I,
I'd rather see the wood shingles on it.
Yes, absolutely.
can I
Wood
just
shingles.
make 2 comments, please?
You can.
Thank you. So I appreciate your comments and your feedback, and I totally respect your opinions. The neighboring buildings, Skank Building and the building to the rear, this building is actually blocked by the building by 66. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I just wanted to point out that those other buildings
I
are
know.
not cedar shingles.
I think the board knows that
And
also.
and the owner is prepared that if you're not happy with the hardy plank, hardy shingle, that we would use cedar shingles on the building.
No, I think it should, yes, it's got to be.
So what I'm trying to say is
Yeah.
that we would like to, they're anxious to make the improvements. The owner would prefer hardy shingle. We asked for the hardy shingle. The board has,
We
Feedback
approved
is
the
that-
cedar shingles.
Yeah.
the feedback is that you're not happy with it. So we are proposing to change our request to all cedar, basically in place, in kind, to be able to move this along, if that's okay with the board.
Okay,
So that would be so we're proposing to replace the siding in place, in kind, which is cedar shingles.
okay.
Do we need a new proposal, or we can?
Sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't, you don't need new plans for something that,
No.
of that, a change like
No.
that. And the
No.
replacement of the shingles is a
Yeah.
maintenance.
Okay,
So it's,
yes.
as long as it's replacement of existing with existing materials,
Exactly.
it's a maintenance.
Right.
So
Okay, so Emily, it's very important that we just specify that it's going to be replacement of cedar shingles in kind with cedar shingles. And it's the same kind of cedar shingles, red cedar shingles, I believe, not white cedar shingles. Okay, it's red. Yes, yes, okay, because the last time they went ahead and they did the front building with white on the bottom and red on the top because the bottom had to be replaced, so we don't want that to happen. So it's going to be replaced in kind with red cedar shingles on the building and no hardy plank. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's take a vote on that. All in favor of the proposal?
Aye.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay. If there's nothing, is any other items before the board? Anyone? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I have that motion?
I'll make a motion.
Cheryl, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Kristen, all in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.